Yeah. So when the point is, when you fake it, when you don't communicate or anything like that, it is a dishonest thing to your spouse. Um, so I was on a roll. I was on a roll and now I'm not on a roll again. I'm having trouble with my brain these days. It's summertime and I have decided that I'm not going to make my brain work for the next couple of months.
That's impossible.
Yeah, oh, it is.
It's
Okay.
impossible.
So what are things that guys want when it comes to
I never thought you'd ask. I'll tell you.
Yes.
We want it to be so long and just go on and on and on. That's not true.
Um
No, we want to be able to.
no. I need an ending. Okay, yes. You
Okay,
want what?
every man is different.
Yeah.
But like you said earlier, men and women want to please each other. So that is for me a big thing is I want it to be pleasing for myself, but ultimately for you.
But but what is something you had to learn in the very beginning?
Not always is it going to be pleasing for her.
Yes. It's not always going to be that way. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what, honey? I'm here for you. Go for it.
And you can't let that like get at your ego, right?
Yeah.
That's something a man has to get over. A woman isn't going to be like, "Oh wow, we're going to do it again today."
No. No.
Sometimes it's like, let's wrap this up.
That's exactly how it is sometimes. It's like,
Start to finish.
yeah.
Let's get to it.
Yes, no, start to finish. Yeah. Sometimes it lasts a long time, sometimes it doesn't. And it's okay if it doesn't sometimes. But
So
you have to communicate that again. Communication, communication, communication. We can't say it enough. But yes, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, so what is some advice you would give to people right out of the gates in a relationship with their intimacy? Like,
I think it's more important to give people advice who are already like into their marriage, probably hitting that 3 to 4 year mark where things are not as exciting anymore. Things are a little bit more chorish and, stuff like that. I would say you need to reconnect and figure out some different times to connect. You might
but you
have
don't
to,
want to schedule, right?
well, you might have to if you have little toddlers or you
That's
have
fair.
kids who are like 7 or 8 and they don't take naps anymore and sometimes they stay up late or sometimes they come knocking on the door. And let me tell you, gentlemen, as soon as that door knocks, the woman's gone. We're like, nope, nope, get off me. My child needs me. Okay? It's going to be a really hard time for us to come back to that. Okay? FYI, not because of you or anything like that. It's just because all of a sudden our brains have switched to mom mode. And plus, please always make sure the door is locked. Please always make sure the door is locked. Tell your wife the door is locked so your wife doesn't have to worry about the fact that your child might be walking in because our whole brain is also going to be sitting there thinking, they're going to open the door, they're going to open the door, they're going to open the door. So, if
So plan. That's what
yeah,
you're saying.
I'm
Is
saying
you need to do
I'm
some
saying
planning.
kind of have a tentative plan. Say, Sundays we kind of relax after church. Maybe we can have a little time after church. Wednesdays our kids are at grandma and grandpa's. Wednesday's a good day. Obviously spontaneity is important for intimate times. Duh. But there are times when in our marriage, in anyone's marriage, where spontaneity is very, very rare. And you do kind of have to go, okay, can we do it real quick? can we just, can we, real quick? All right, real quick. All right,
That's a realistic expectation, though.
yeah.
You have to understand that every time it's not going to be like, wow, it was so amazing. Sometimes it's just quick.
Yeah.
intimate connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't want to treat it as transactional. I just wanted to say that.
No.
Because once you start treating that connection with each other as transactional, then there's no connection there.
No.
It loses all of the intimacy and what God intended it for to be.
Right. Yes. And ladies, there are other ways to make your husband happy.
We'll leave it at that.
We're leaving it at that. We're leaving it at that.
I don't think there's any.
There's no
no
other
explanation.
Yeah, no other explanation.
I think anybody could.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Just take it. Like,
Yeah.
Google it after this. And no, actually, don't Google it, because who knows what's gonna come up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, it is fair.
Yeah.
It's 100% fair because sometimes a woman is just like, but a man just kind of wants to look at you sometimes. I mean,
This is just fair.
You're his wife. He
We
finds
have
you
eyeballs.
extremely attractive.
Exactly.
So
You're
that's a way
gorgeous.
you could be there for
True.
your.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay, thinking about what are some fun ways to keep it. She's like, where are we going with this conversation? To keep the love alive. What are some good ideas for husband and wives to,
Without the end result, like without the getting into.
Yes.
Okay. Number one, find out each other's love languages, which we may have mentioned that before. Mine is words of affirmation. Yesterday, I was singing on the worship team, and my husband was doing security, and he was positioned right there. And he said it was hard to pay attention to worship because he thought I looked so beautiful up on stage, which made me feel so good. So love languages. Okay. Doing something for your spouse that you don't normally do. Maybe your husband really wants you to clean out the car that you never clean out.
That's a real world situation.
That is a real world situation. That is a real our world situation. And to do that or to organize something. I'm really good at organizing stuff, but I'm also really good at making multiple junk drawers. And my goal this summer is to get in those junk drawers and really just clean them out. And that'll make them happy. Little things. It doesn't have to be a lot. Maybe a nice romantic dinner. Massages.
Yes, and you don't always have to spend money. There's other ways to do things that help you connect, that it's going to make it easier to transition into the bedroom connection, right? Like there has to be something.
But it doesn't always have to transition into the bedroom.
No, of course.
That could just be something that helps you get there days later. Sorry, go ahead.
And always act mature. Don't act like,
a teenager.
Yes.
Read a book together. Go sit out on the front porch together and just talk about your day. And really listen. Really listen to one another. Be engaged. What's some things you can think of?
I think it's great when you do take time to put down your devices and connect over a meal or, and ask how each other's day is. It's one thing just to give a play-by-play. Well, I did this today. I did this. But like actively listening is different than just being present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Why did that happen?
Yes. Stay engaged in the conversation.
Yeah. Not, oh, sorry. I'll pray for you. Hope you have a better day.
I've never done that.
Oh, pray for each other. Oh my gosh. Why didn't we even think about that? Pray together. Pray together. That could also be something. Pray that God opens doors for you in this area if you're having trouble in this area. You know what? Seek some counseling if it's a serious issue in your marriage. Yeah, just lots of good stuff out there. Lots of easy things that you can do for each other and make one another feel special. Because whenever when he said what he said yesterday, I was so attracted to him. was like, oh, hi there, hottie. I mean, that's what it is. And men, it is not what it is in the movies.
No.
Movies. Okay, we get what we're talking about here. Movies.
Air quotes.
It isn't like that. It's never like that. I don't know of any woman that it's like that all the time. Okay? Because it's not.
And if you do seek guidance, seek it from other Christian brothers and sisters. Don't turn to some worldly view on this, because it's going to take you into a rabbit hole, and you don't ever want to go in that rabbit hole,
No.
because a fox is going to pull you out of there and eat you.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I guess we should just wrap it up, because I don't know. I think we've kind of covered everything, haven't we?
I think so. Yeah.
We have.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any questions, if you want, questions or anything like that, please,
Put it in the chat.
put it in the chat. Like and subscribe. We are going
Thumbs
to
up.
try and get back into this, because we have lots of other things in our marriage that we can talk about.
Yes.
Lots
And we
of
don't want it
embarrassing
just to be the Alan Wren show. We want to hear from you and to know what you want. I mean, we haven't been doing this as long as a lot of other people. When I talk about marriage, it's been how many years? Trick question. It's 13 years. Well over 13. That might not have been loud enough. 13 years. So, we want to hear from you. So, to Ren's point, post it in the comments. We appreciate you. Peace.
God bless. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.